One of the biggest and best additions brought to FC24 was Evolutions, and FC25 is obviously going to have just as many, if not probably more Evos. So today we are looking at some cards that are going to be one of the best options for you for the start of FC25 for your beginner Evos. Now, it might sound crazy to also already be talking about Evos, even though the game's not even out yet, but there's already the predicted, I think it's called Ultimate Evolution, which is essentially a starter Evo for a striker card, similar to the one we got in the beginning of FC24, and it's believed that this should be pretty much confirmed to come out for 25 as well. So I've got like a bunch, like 15 or 20 really good options for that first Evo at the start of the game. So we're going to go through them. I'm going to go through them relatively quickly because, like I said, we have got quite a few and I don't want this video to be like half an hour long. So we'll just rattle through them. If you guys see a card that you like, comment down below if you think I've missed anyone. Leave a like on the video if you agree with any of these choices, and hit that sub button and make sure you turn on notifications to be told anytime that we upload a video. Nearly at a 10k mark now. We're getting there. We're creeping there ever so slowly. So without further ado, let's start looking at these cards. We're going to start off with Kareem the Dream Adeyemi. This card looks pretty insane. Again, one thing I will say, all of these cards, the player ratings are confirmed, and then the in-game stats are confirmed. The face value stats are still to be confirmed. Basically, the way Foot Scoreboard have worked these out is that they have managed to find all of the in-games, and then they've worked out the base stats through using those in-games and how they do the math basically through EA. So just to get that one out of the way, but Adeyemi looks pretty fantastic. Obviously rapid, great dribbling, and they all gain power shot, I believe is the playstyle plus that they all gain for this one. So I think Adeyemi looks pretty solid, and his base card's not too bad anyway, so getting a boost on him would be quite nice. Bit of a surprise one for me, Romelu Lukaku looks pretty goddamn good, actually, I have to be honest with you. Coming in at an 84 rating with 82 pace and massive shooting stats. Everything apart from that long shot is looking pretty bougie. The only thing on this card really is stamina. Everything else looks insane. And as soon as you add power shot plus to 89 shot power, you will be laughing. Sorloth was an absolute beast through FC24, and it looks like he could start off pretty goddamn good at the start of FC25 with this Evo'd card. 82 pace and 85 shooting with those top three stats, which in my opinion are the most important shooting stats, all looking pretty insane. Some phenomenal physical stats. The agility and balance is a touch on the low side, but let's be honest, that didn't affect or ruin his card in 24, so I'd be surprised if it starts now. Then we have got Benjamin Sesko, 81 rated, and again, a pretty nice looking card. 88 pace with a bit of an odd split, but it's not the end of the world. Agility and balance and stuff on this guy actually looks pretty decent as well, not too shabby. With a good chem style, it could be quite nice. A lot of the ones we've looked at, the passing has been a touch on the low side of things. I think Lukaku, Sesko, and Sorloth have all been relatively low in the passing side of stats, but this looks quite nice otherwise. Again, great physical stats, and again, those top three shooting stats look pretty good. Next up into Gacy, I think that's how you say her name, and again, she looks amazing. The dribbling stats on this card are through the roof, as are the physical stats, as are the pace stats, as are a good chunk of the shooting stats. This card actually looks absolutely phenomenal. I think she's quite short, if memory serves. She is 5'7", but otherwise, realistically, this card looks pretty mental. 4-star, 4-star as well. I think she has got to be a front runner for me in regards to some of the best options here. I know we haven't necessarily done this in others, but I'm just going to whack a dead eye. Look at that card. That card at the start of the game, sorry, 94, 89, 80, 86, 88. Mental for a starter card. Wild. Then we're going into one of my top choices here, and that is Correa. Correa for me already looks phenomenal as a base gold card. The fact he would potentially fit an Evo this early is absolutely unreal, so you'd love to see it. 88 pace, 87 shooting, and those shooting stats are disgustingly good. Just don't put them on penalties, apparently is the only rule. The passing stats actually aren't that bad either. The dribbling looks phenomenal, and the physicality is not too bad either. Realistically, I think this is another insanely good starter card. I'd probably go as far to say it seems a bit weird to put an engine on him, but it probably kind of does make the most sense. It's the one that sort of started off to say I think that basically makes him the most meta looking according to the meta rating on EasySBC. Shout out to EasySBC, by the way. They've been not just awesome with this, their site being so helpful. They've been in the streams and they've been like saying, oh, that's not right, we'll update that quickly for you now. Are you missing some QPR players? Let's add them onto our system real quick. They've been insane. Massive shout out to EasySBC. They've been unreal. But that card looks amazing. I do my Evos a bit odd. I don't go for meta, but if you are somebody that's looking to get a nice meta squad, I think this is the play. Then we've got Talisca, bit of a weird one, obviously out, not really recognized as a striker for most people in an FC sense. You sort of play him out wide or you play him at cam, but he can play striker, so he does fit this. And again, looks unreal. The passing stats are lovely. The shooting stats, yes please. Dribbling stats apart from balance are unreal. The pace split is a little bit iffy, but it's not a bad pace stat overall. And then some lovely physical stats too. I think Talisca is one that, again, if you're looking to get yourself some of those top Saudi players that are in the game into your team, Talisca getting evoed is maybe a good shout for you. Darwin Núñez was the card I ended up evoing at the start of last FIFA, or FC I should say, which was a shame for me because I try and do all my evos on QPR past and present players, and I was unaware that Raheem Sterling was going to fit that first Evo, so I didn't put him into it. So I did Darwin Núñez. But realistically, it's another card that, again, will look pretty good at the start of this year. He's absolutely rapid. The shooting stats are amazing across the board. Let's be real. Not bad on the old passing side of things as well for a striker. The agility and balance. Agility is not too bad. The balance is a bit of a problem, but it's not that much of a problem. I don't think it ruins the card. And the physical stats are naughty. So, yeah, I think Darwin Núñez, if you're looking to run Prem, or if you're looking, like, say you're a Liverpool fan or whatever, I think Darwin Núñez is a very solid shout. Staying with pretty solid shouts, Kolo Muani, to be honest, the whole point of this video is pretty solid shouts. So they've all been pretty solid shouts in my opinion, but Kolo Muani looks unreal. I think he's going to be pretty expensive at the start of the game because he is a very good looking striker. 93 pace, he's already at 90, so a +3 in that. And then you've got some awesome shooting stats with 86, 85, 86 in those top three, which is great. Again, passing, not too bad. It's the stats you need really for a striker, minus curve a little bit. The agility and balance are pretty good. Agility is unreal. Everything in dribbling is pretty insane with the balance being okay. And then the physicality side of things as well, also looking pretty bougie. I think he is a pretty good shout as well, especially if you're looking to run French or Ligue 1. I think he's your guy. Inaki Williams this year has got another pretty phenomenal card. His base card is a right mid, but he can play striker and I think right wing, but he's absolutely rapid. Again, the shooting stats are lovely. The passing stats are really nice because he is obviously primarily a winger, so he's got some pretty decent passing. Yet again, it's just balance kind of letting this card down on the dribbling side of things. Otherwise, the dribbling stats are phenomenal and physicality is also through the roof. Lovely stuff, really lovely card. And again, a really good shout for those La Liga squads. Back to the Prem, we're looking at Marcus Rashford. He may have had a big downgrade this year, but fitting this Evo could be a mini upgrade for him in that sense. Pace is still fantastic, 92. The shooting stats are unreal, minus volleys. Those shooting stats are insane. 96 shot power with power shot plus. Yes, please. That is going to be naughty. Passing, lovely. Some of the best parting stats across the board, I would say. Some of the best parting stats we've seen on one of these cards we've looked at so far. Dribbling is also, again, through the roof with the balance being nice and high. Jumping, stamina, both are pretty decent. And again, I think the stamina is probably enough. The physical isn't his main thing. Those top three stats and dribbling, lovely. So many people have said Ademola Lookman is the card they are going to, and I do get why. The pace is lovely. The split's a little bit wide, but it's not bad. 87 pace is a lovely stat. 90 positioning, 89 finishing, 84 shot power, 83 volleys. Amazing. Lovely, lovely stats in there as well. I think we have seen better on some cards, but I do think he is pretty insane, and I do get the hype. Again, the passing is good stats in the stats it needs. Minus curve, again, I would say is the only stinker there. This guy's not having an issue with balance with 85 balance, along with 91 agility. So those dribbling stats, again, are phenomenal and more than good enough stamina. Pretty good in jumping as well. The heading accuracy is maybe not his best, but he's going to win the ball at least in the air. I get why people want to do this card. I really do get why people are going to go for Lookman. Again, ideally, I'd maybe be tempted to say that an engine is maybe the vibe here. You could go Hunter just to get those shooting stats up, but I think engine maybe just to get the curve up a little bit. But otherwise, Lookman is still a very good shout. And like I say, I get why people are going for him. Jonathan David is another really nice looking card here. 85 pace. It seems like some of the lower pace stats across the ones we've been looking at, but that 85 is nothing to turn your nose up at. 84 shooting with every single 80 shooting stat, sorry, being 80 or above, with some lovely positioning, finishing, and penalties. Passing stats, again, good in the stats you need. Again, minus the curve, though. Apparently, it's either curve or balance. One or the other, pick your poison, is going to be the one downside to these cards here. Agility and balance are still good enough, and the reaction, composure, ball control, dribbling, thank you very much. The physicality stats, again, really good. Great in the air with really good stamina and not too shabby in the strength department as well. I think David, again, is another really good option. I think he's a slightly cheaper version of Kolo Muani. Depending on the chem style you put on him, I think he'll kind of be very similar to that Kolo Muani card, but I think he'll be a good chunk cheaper. Leon Bailey, another really interesting shout here because it's another player that is obviously mainly a winger but can play that striker role, so fits 93 pace with a not terrible pace split. Shooting is pretty good, but I would say you're going to want to boost it just because obviously with him primarily being a winger, it's not his main attribute. But the shooting is not bad with those boosts, especially. The passing stats, again, are lovely because he is a wide player. Agility and balance, not too shabby at all, with some lovely high stats, and the rest of them aren't too bad either. Ball control and dribbling, also lovely. The stamina, again, I think is okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. If you are looking to actually run him centrally, Deadeye, look at that. 93, 88, 83, 86, 65. Lovely stats. That is a lovely option. Again, for me, a top choice here. Only a couple left for this video. We've got João Felix in next, coming in at an 82 rating because his base card is an 80. And I think this is maybe a little bit of an underrated one. I think people only look at this if they're looking to run Portuguese sides or Chelsea sides. But I think João Felix actually is a bit of an underrated choice here. If you're looking to play him out wide, I think he suits a Catalyst. If you're looking to play him down the middle, I think he suits a Hunter. And we'll have a look at those cards in a moment with that added. 83 pace, which again sounds slow, but that's just because a lot of these cards have been 90 plus. Shooting is not too shabby at all. Volleys is fantastic with them very good positioning, shot power and long shots. Passing, again, not too bad because he is somebody that can play that wide role. Great curve, lovely in the short passing and decent crossing and vision. The dribbling stats are phenomenal. 90 agility, 86 balance, and everything else is 82 and above, with again pretty good stamina and not bad in the air. If you're looking to run him out wide, like I said, a Catalyst takes him to 91 pace and 81 shooting. How those stats are 81 shooting, I'm not entirely sure. I think the free kick accuracy drops it a little bit, but otherwise phenomenal. And then Hunter takes him to 87 shooting, which again is just unreal. If you're looking to play this guy centrally, I think with a Hunter card, that's your choice. Again, I would say that is another top pick. I think that's a criminally underrated option. Not many people mentioning him, but I think he looks really good. And the final card on this list is going to be Gabriel Jesus. 86 pace, 83 shooting. The pace split is not too bad at all. The shooting stats are phenomenal, with everything being 81 and above apart from penalties. The passing stats, again, for a striker, I know he can, or has at least in real life. Can he actually play out wide? He can't. Surprises me a little bit. Somebody that has sort of played on the wing, especially at City, when obviously he was sort of not necessarily finding all of those goals, but being pushed out wide to kind of still get him into the team, sort of like the Alvarez effect of recent. That's why I think his passing stats are pretty decent. Dribbling through the roof, 92 agility, 90 balance, wild. And then all the others apart from composure being 87 above, insane. Lovely stamina, great in the air, good strength, lovely aggression. Again, I think this is a criminally underrated option. And again, I'd say the same vibe. You're playing him down the middle, whack a Hunter on him, 89 shooting. If you're playing him out wide, or like you're looking to maybe in-game change him out wide, go ahead and whack that Catalyst and he goes up to 79 shooting, 79 passing, sorry. But either way, those are some of the best options here. In my opinion, I think Correa is the best shout. For me, he is the #1 choice. That is, again, maybe a bit of bias because I loved Correa's card, but I think he just looks so good. However, I will show you the card that I am doing. I'm going to be completing Michael Frey. As I said, I'm a QPR fan, and I will always put my EVOs on QPR past or present players. There are other options as well. I could do Zancella and I could do Rayan Coley, but Michael Frey, he's my boy. He's my man. Let me know in the comments if any of the cards I've mentioned today are cards that you're considering doing, or let me know down below who you're thinking of doing for this striker Evo. If you're looking to find cards and you want to know where to go to find this, the EasySBC website, easysbc.io, go to the Evolutions tab here, and then you can have a little look at all of the cards that pop up. You can type in specific players. You can also search by meta rating. You can also search and filter by anything you want here. You can look at specific stats if you want them to have at least a minimum skill move or weak foot, all of that stuff. Shout out to EasySBC, not sponsored, but shout out to these guys because they've been absolutely phenomenal and their site is very good. But that's it from me, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care, guys.